Bada bing, bada bing, booba, bada. The answer to everything. The scientist thingy that everything, everyone's been looking for. Explained. It would take several college degrees to explain this. So I'll give it my best shot. Essentially. Also, this is something different. Technically, there are things that do not equal themselves until they equal themselves, which is what this means. Which means you have to do this entire thing before, you get the final outcome, which is equal outcome, C. Which also means, connection, connect, etc. You know what I mean? But I guess in this case, you need to go creation. The thing everyone has been asking me to do. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, what's a god supposed to do except please his people? Just explained fucking everything. Also, I erased this because, well, it wasn't really pretty. Wish I could fucking erase it again. Oh, it's so gray. But yeah, the answer to everything. I'll explain it. Starting now. So, you got Link. C. So Link connects. Imagine Link is like, well, it's hard to explain it. Link, it's every link. Each link, no, in this case, it's every link. That makes sense. It's basically everything that makes 1 and 2 connected, if that makes sense. So Link connected to S. And yes, the reason why some things don't equal themselves until they equal themselves is because some things require themselves to exist in order for them to exist as themselves. Complicated, which is why I'm going to start calling this hyper-reality math. Because fuck quantum mechanics, fuck it. That's not a cool name. Hyper-reality. Hyper-reality, bitch. Because this is hyper-reality. It's quantum mechanics explained. And I guess specified. So I guess Link connecting S and S, which is just, well, specific. Specific is the closest thing to it. Specified. Specific. Which, well, blah. Also, technically, I can make sex a fucking whatever. So, Link connected, specified. But here, so like, quantized, specified, and then formula specified. But also connection divided. So technically this should all be one thing, one symbol, but technically it shouldn't, which is a function of some things don't equal themselves until they do, if that makes sense. Okay, you do that, and then you individualize each. So specified, individualized. Each individualized, specified. Which doesn't equal S until it does. So it doesn't, then specified. So all of this, sorry, I keep moving to fucking left, my fucking hand. So all of this goes back here to these each S's. Doesn't make a lot of sense until I start explaining it. So this S. So what you would do is link the connection specified S. So link the connection of the specific well, this formula and quantize it, the outcome, sort of. No, not the outcome. And divide it. Yeah, and divide it. So you quantize it, you divide it, and you specify it, the connection. And then you individualize each. Now it equals S. Does that make sense? I know it does. So you take that, make it act as one thing. And well, you quantize it. And then you each divide each. But this time it's each individualize instead of individualize each. So each individualize means everything that this makes is different. Which equals D. Divide. That makes sense? Yes, it does. So, D, then equals itself. Because since this is technically a function, this is that. So you individualize each individualized that, then equals itself. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yes. I forgot something. S here as your formula. Yes. So it equals ds, but let me rewrite that. Let me read that so there's space for it. S, which then equals d. There you go. So you, specify the specific d that you want, and then equals d. But then you have to do this part. This part is the hard part. You take all of it, and then it's both of these at the same time, but you don't have to do them at the same time. So all of that, link. So you divide link, which, doesn't equal until does, C, R, E, C, which is this, which is the final thing, which is why it's so hard. So so basically variables C. So the outcome, that is the income. So C equals C, variable. It's a fancy way of saying you need the variables, all of this, for C to equal C. And then each of those, or just every, outcome C, which is a fancy way of saying C equals C every time it equals C, which then doesn't equal itself, D, which doesn't equal D until it does, and then C divided by D, which is basically a complicated way of saying link doesn't equal itself till it does, or I guess doesn't equal link until it does, blah blah blah. formula each variable, which is equal to, I'll come and say